Yeah, you'll notice that the loudest people always yelling about compassion are the same people blocking ICE vans with babies in arms. Yeah, you heard that right. And today we're gonna cut through all that chaos from mayors making wild claims to real families mourning to citizens finally saying more ICE, please. Let's talk facts.
No one is going to convince me what the Trump administration is doing against black people and brown people can ever be justified. It is racist. When you have black babies being thrown in the back of vans, zip tied in the middle of the night, and masked men sticking guns in the faces of black and brown people, that is nasty, is vicious, is racist. Dr. King described it as an evil. Militarism and that formation is an evil. No one is going to convince.
Wow. Fear mongering, the gaslighting, the zip time black babies. Is that what that's what he just said? That's what I heard? Because that's not policy talk at all. That's panic. When leaders use cartoon level lies like this, man, it cheapens real pain and makes people tune out. I'm sitting here listening to this man like, what? That's how you lose voters. Not because of vice, but because of insults to their intelligence. Now, I want you to watch what happens when words like that turn into streets like this.
Whenever y'all want, we can throw them hoes. Whenever the all of y'all.
You're endangering your baby. You're endangering your baby.
Now, for the sake of YouTube, nobody was harmed and there was no violence towards any children whatsoever. They were simply warning her of the potential. Just want to put that out there before I say, you see that, officer? Ma'am, you're endangering your baby. That's not even meant to be funny. That's exactly what he said. But dead seriously, it's not a soundbite. That's reality. These aren't movie villains. They're federal agents surrounded by chaos because politicians turned law enforcement into a culture war prop. And if you think it's just crowds and cameras, listen to what's actually happening on the ground here.
She is accused of fatally striking a man crossing the street in Riverhead last night. News 12 Long Island's Jonathan Gordon has the latest from outside the Southampton Town Courthouse.
Prosecutors say that Sylvia Alvarez de Reyes, the woman accused of being behind the wheel of that fatal crash, only had her learner's permit. Exclusive witness video given to News 12 shows the large crime scene along Flanders Road in Riverhead last night.
Sometimes the guys ride fast and and sometimes the people should just walk and I don't see the car.
This crosswalk between the traffic circle and Vale Avenue is where Southampton Town Police say Sylvia Alvarez de Reyes struck and killed 46-year-old Ever Eli Damian Mazat. The Flanders resident died at the scene, according to prosecutors. They accuse Reyes of stopping moments after the collision, then leaving, only to return hours later. That's when police arrested the 46-year-old. The judge issued $25,000 cash bail. Her attorney argued that the amount was a punishment for a first-time offender. Back at the scene today, East End residents claim they've raised safety concerns about this crosswalk, about a lack of streetlights and visibility.
Either the light get moved to the crosswalk or the crosswalk get moved to the light, or they put in a lighted crosswalk.
Reyes pleaded not guilty to one count of leaving the scene of an accident involving a fatality.
Wow. Learner's permit. A man loses his life on a crosswalk. The suspect has an ICE detainer. I ain't seen no coverage of this. I don't see no marches about this. All I know is it's a family. I can't even talk right. Excuse me. I know right now that it's just a family planning a funeral. That's what gets lost in all this protest noise. Truly. And while one side screams abolish, others literally plot how to attack ICE trucks.
If you've got groups of people coming into your neighborhood or your community wearing masks or not, and just kidnapping people, abducting people. There's something you can do to disarm their vehicles very easily. Now, every car tire has a thing called a valve stem. It's where the air goes in and the air can come out. If you push in on that valve stem in the middle of it, the air will come out. You can get something very affordable called a valve stem remover. You can remove that valve stem very easily. Also, there's 4 of those wheels. They're usually covered by something called a tire that punctures very easily. If you were to take the air out of all 4 of those tires, it would disarm that vehicle. Also, if you were to draw the people away from that vehicle, maybe around the corner, and somebody was able to pop the hood to that vehicle, they could disarm it very easily or do other things to that vehicle very easily. You could take the air out. Just a quick tip. I'm sure there's all kinds of other things you could do to protect yourself from people who are trying to kidnap you or your friends or your community members, because you have no idea who these people are.
I'll just look at this Doge AI comment right here. Y'all see that? He thinks he's teaching life hacks. In reality, he's describing a felony. 18 USC. I don't know what that line is right there, y'all. I gotta learn what that is. It's like section or something. I'm gonna learn it in a minute. But 33. It's up to 20 years for tampering with a federal vehicle. And they call ICE the criminals. They keep trying to paint ICE as the criminal. Wow. Meanwhile, the vice president saying out loud what most people whisper or used to whisper at the border.
To the country. Yeah. Now, I would say, and this is something that I really wish that all Christians took more seriously, is that when we have to show dignity to people, whether they're in our country legally or illegally. But when you encourage illegal immigration at the scale that Joe Biden did, you empower the cartels, you empower these people who are raping and murdering and selling 12-year-old girls into sex slavery.
Or C-sections on little girls, that Diablo woman.
Exactly.
Evil.
Really, really evil stuff. And so the Biden border crisis, I think it's too easy to say, well, there's a balance between immigration enforcement and treating people like humans. Of course, that's true. However, sometimes the open border encouraged the very worst and most violent criminals. It encouraged people to prey on innocent young girls. If we're going to talk about the human dignity of the migrant, we've got to talk about that too. And in some ways, the best thing that we can do to protect the human dignity of the migrant, but certainly of the American citizens that I have a certain responsibility to protect, is to stop the border crisis, which thanks to President Trump's leadership, that's exactly what we've done.
Yeah, man. And that's not hate speech. That's just the truth. Cartels aren't sending in charity workers. They're selling children, man. So when Van says protect dignity by stopping a crisis, that's called logic, y'all. Now flip it. Let's see what stopping the crisis actually looks like in Houston.
Son. Where are you from? Cambodia. ¿De dónde son? México. Guatemala. ¿Tú? Where are you from? Honduras. ¿Tú? Honduras. Guatemala. ¿De dónde son? Guatemala. Well, I had to do that video a lot under Joe Biden when they were letting him in. Now we get to see the reverse. So from here, they'll be sent to the main detention center outside of Houston. They'll be getting what the left loves to talk about, their full due process. And once they get their final removal orders, they'll be sent home. God bless President Trump. God bless ICE. God bless America.
Yeah, man. Defend the homeland. Yeah, this is the part they won't air on cable news right here, y'all. Orderly arrest, due process, nobody zip-tied in a van. Just ICE doing his job. But the media is going to pretend that not happening that way. Of course, we got all these protesters in the crosshairs. Anywho, while some celebrate enforcement, others can't even hide the irony.
Look at y'all. You're violent, inconsiderate. Hold on. Taking the movement of black people, taking the movement you're advancing towards me. I'm creating a barrier. So get the fuck away from me. You poorly developed fifth generation non-American mentality.
Like, literally, this is a mentally ill man. We shouldn't even waste our time. Right. He's a mentally ill troll. Like, he's an actual
White-hating white people. White-hating white people.
Yeah, he's crazy.
What? You hate me. Get out of here. They're blocking me. Get out of here. Don't even arrest me. I'll call the cops.
Thank you, President.
Hey!
This brother stood in the middle of a crowd of flags and said, "More ICE, please." You know how fed up you got to be to say that out loud in 2025 in front of that crowd right there? Real fed up. That's exactly where we are right now. All of us. Hell. That's not paid activism, at least, right? There's real people breaking the ranks, breaking points. Not everyone out there is a villain. Some are just lost and hurting.
It's like the difference between like me and that guy that you just were talking to earlier is that like it wasn't a fucking like I want a proper debate. Like I want like someone to like question me for what I believe in to make me think about what I like about my shit.
So that being said, what's the percentage of you coming to church with me just one day?
I can't do that.
You can't do that.
No, I have schizophrenia.
Okay.
A bit of schizophrenia. So it's like very low. But like whenever I get like really extremely anxious, it'll fucking skyrocket, and I don't want to make a scene in front of a church.
I got you. I totally understand that. Would you mind if I in my prayers when I'm at home and stuff? Would you mind if I put you in my prayers?
I mean, I don't really think it would do anything, but like you have the freedom to do whatever you want.
And then, are you going to be down here for like a week, a couple weeks? Are you going to be coming down here?
I've been down here for a while.
Okay. But, if I see you next week, I'll come down and I'll check with you, and we'll have another conversation. All right? How's that sound?
That works.
Hey, thank you for this conversation. Thank
you.
That was amazing.
That wasn't a fucking conversation.
That was
just fucking.
His breast stunk,
That
man.
was just fucking.
That's why I wanted him to get a
I
little
just
bit.
want to say between you and me, he has charges.
Yeah. Copy that. I know. I understand that. Yep.
Oh wow.
And just like the fucking like story he told me didn't really make any sense.
Didn't make any sense. Hey, be safe out here, okay?
No, I will.
Have a good day. Yep.
Oh man, he even out here snitching on his people. All right, that boy giving up some information. All right. I mean, that's what I mean, though. This guy has schizophrenia. He doesn't want to make a scene in church. He's human, okay. Politics broke him. Not ICE, though. Sometimes compassion look like an invitation, not a policy. And shout out to this guy, David Mendina. David Mendina. Man, doing really, really great work, dog. Do not stop that. But if you need a reality check on how upside down this conversation really is, I want you to watch this last one real quick.
My
My housekeeper won't come and clean my house because she's afraid she'll get detained. My housekeeper won't come clean my house.
What happens if Johnny's Eraser illegally crosses the border? Should it get deported? Should it get deported back to Jimmy's Cranbox?
I am talking about my housekeeper.
What I'm saying is if Johnny's Eraser illegally crosses the border into Jimmy's Cranbox, I think it should probably go back to Johnny's.
Maybe so.
Maybe so. That's what you're out here protesting.
Opportunity for us to be able to push back and say, that's my housekeeper.
Yeah, she's protesting nice because a housekeeper got deported. That's not justice at all. That's addiction to cheap labor right there. The moment your politics collide with your laundry schedule, it's time to reevaluate everything. All right? Tell y'all all the time, man, this is not about left or right. It's about law and honesty today. The streets keep screaming or implying in these TikTok streets to abolish ICE and get rid of ICE in every form of fashion. Yeah, man. But they'll be calling on tomorrow if they need help. I'll tell you that. We seen that the other day. She told when she had ICE officers on her and then said, call the cops. You don't fix America by ignoring it, though. I'll tell you that. You fix it by protecting it. That's why if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to put protect it. Yeah. To the people who say, I don't like you telling me what to do. I respect it. Hey, that rhyme. I respect it. But it ain't that deep. It's just a cool way for me to be able to know that you watched to the end. Or just write that you don't like being told what to do. That's a comment. Y'all be safe. Go check on a friend today. You can quite literally be saving their life.